Paul, we get the idea of putting three forwards out for a 3-on-3 means, I mean, you've already got the point, so you might as well go win the game. But it seemed to me your three forwards, when you had to defend in that extra period, did a very good job of doing it, or at least challenged Canadians at all times when they were having opportunities. We get why you guys should be able to outscore them offensively. Why have you played those periods so well defensively?
I don't know. We either start with the puck, so we have the puck a lot, but then there's not a lot of chances like either way, to be honest with you, until like there's a shot in net, then there's rebound, then there's like a 2-on one way, 2-on one the other way, or breakaway. So sometimes that first shift is just more about possession, and then you kind of sometimes you gotta get lucky. And I think we kind of crisscrossed them. They kind of ran each other, so a nothing play turned into kind of a mini break for Fly there, and he made a good play, kind of faking the shot and finding Doobie in the slot, but. Sometimes you gotta try to do that. If there's nothing, it's just you possess it. You wait till they maybe change, or you wait for a chance one or the other. But other than that, like you said, I think when you don't have the puck, you stay aggressive and you defend as much as you can, knowing that late in the game the puck's not that great anyway. So if you do have a 2-on-1, if you're giving up a 3-on-2 or 2-on-1 against the puck, the ice isn't good. You have a back jerk on you, so it's not as clear cut as some people think sometimes.
We'll go next to Paul Friesen from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, Paul, Matthew Perreault pointed out that all 4 of your goals were scored by Quebecers. Is that more than coincidence?
I don't know. It's nice seeing the Nordiques flag there during the anthem. So I haven't seen that. I guess once Colorado brought back those retro jerseys and now this, it's I don't know. It's always special. It's always fun to come back here. I think it's when they're fans here, usually I always have some kind of family that kind of makes from Quebec, but. Always a special place to play at. And for me, this is where I scored my first goal. With the history, I was with my dad, and then this kind of being the probably closest city, Quebec City, it's fun. It's a cool place with a lot of history, and you always kind of enjoy it. And as I'm getting older now, in my latter years, you never know how many more games you'll play here. So just have fun with it.
We'll go next to Ken Weeb from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weber.
Paul, what's allowed your group to maintain its composure in those games that seem to have those momentum swings and late goals? The occasional late goal allowed. Yeah,
that's kind of the coaching. I'm a big believer if the bench is calm. I said bench. If Paul's calm, or he leads us in a certain way, he doesn't panic. I don't think we panic. It was kind of the first period we dominated, the second period they dominated, and third period was pretty back and forth, and they scored a late goal. But sometimes they score a late goal. That's fine. You're playing against good players, and they're hungry, and they make nice goals, and. So then you kind of enjoy the point and you play for the win. I think when you get that far, you can't get too frustrated. You just you try to forget about it as quick as you can and kind of next shift forward. And that's what we've done a good job with, whether it's been a bad shift or a bad period. We've done a good job kind of forgetting about what happened and just moving forward with it.
We'll go next to Jeff Hamilton from the Free Press. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Paul, Mark and Blake have both said just how easy it is to play with you. Now, I'm wondering from your perspective with them, I know two very talented players. It just seems like things are clicking. I know you have a bit of a history, obviously, with Blake, but it just seems like things are really going, considering you haven't really played as a trio for all that much.
Yeah, I think we three guys that kind of hang out with each other on and off the ice, love the game, talk about the game. So it's just a lot of talking and I think now that, with the way Wheels and Chef are playing and they're in form and they're skating, it's pretty easy for me to read off them, kind of, get them the puck when they have speed. But like I said, if I ever have any issues, if I have any questions, I'm kind of always talking to them on the bench and kind of try to be a student of the game just because I'm new to wing, but at the same time, there's not much new to it, but there are little things sometimes that I don't want to overthink it. I'd rather just play the game and make mistakes if I do. Those guys cover for me, and that's what we've done a good job of. If we do have a turnover, we've always had different guys cover for each other. And when you're playing like that, you can just kind of play free hockey.
Just a couple more for Paul. We'll go next to Scott Billick from the Sun. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Paul. You observed the game quite a bit. What have you seen this season from Matthew Perreault? I know you probably wouldn't have watched him a ton in the past, but you've played with him now twice in your career. What are you seeing from him?
Yeah, I've always liked his game. I always think he's an easy guy to play with. Just he's hungry, he's relentless, he's always on the puck, and he almost plays like a 20-year-old. Where he's just wherever the puck is, he's going to hunt it down. And when you have that, it creates turnovers. It creates momentum, it creates energy, and then he's done a good job kind of, finishing the puck now when he does get those chances, whether it's on a breakaway or whether it's in the slot. And you see a lot of time in practice, you see him working on a shot, working on one-timers and warm-ups. He always gets those breakaways coming on the left side when he's working on our goalie. So he had that tonight and buried it.
And final question to Murat Tatesh from The Athletic. Go ahead, Murat.
Thanks, Gregor. Hi, Paul. I'm just wondering, in all this talk about playing a direct game versus not a direct game, depending on how well things are going, and you get a goal from the doorstep tonight, does it give you confidence? Does this feel like playoff hockey? Does this feel like maybe one of the steps on the way towards preparing for that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, sure. Like I've always kind of played direct, but then when you have, really skilled players, those guys can play, east and west and north and south. And sometimes, like you said, when you're winning and you get a little comfortable, you try to get a little fancy. But, like another good job from our coaches, I've just shown us video, what works, what doesn't work. And sometimes it's not a lot. Sometimes it's just the littlest plays, but it turns into a 20, 30 second shift in the zone. And that's where we kind of create our momentum. And then the next line's up playing in the offensive zone. And, vice versa, we'll find one play that we try to make that fancy play, and all of a sudden it's either back on our net or we're playing defense for a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And, when you see like that on video, when you have good coaching like that, making adjustments, I think it's easy for the players to kind of trust the system and kind of listen to what our game plan is every night.
Thanks very much, Paul.